a chapstick. I need a chapstick.
All right, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. We're back with a recap from the NFL games from the past weekend. I want to thank you guys all for joining us again. Remember to go visit shotties.com to check out and find those champagne-flavored shotties in a party pack wherever you can get them. I want to welcome back the rest of the Sixth Sense gamer with the MVPers behind him. Welcome.
What's up? What's up? Merry Christmas. Ready for this Happy New Year. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, 21. Bring it on. And we got Lambo joining us again.
It looks like Ramsey just said Josh Allen is this year's MVP.
Hot take. And, of course, we got Coach Smitty freezing his butt off and looks like Nebraska.
Rice Canyon, konnichiwa, everyone. Konnichiwa.
Definitely not Nebraska. I've been there. Not flatter than that. All right. To kick it off, to begin this week's show, we are going to talk about some hot teams, some teams that are peaking at the right time for the NFL season, looking to roll that momentum into the playoffs. Lambo, who's a hot team or hot teams that you think are turning it up at the right time?
I've got to start with that guy over Gamer's right shoulder, Lamar Jackson, reigning MVP, starting to turn it up. Offense is starting to click a little. They're getting that run game with Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and just doing enough on the passing game to get them by. So Baltimore is peaking just at the right moment right now, heading into the playoffs, and win and get in for them. So this Sunday, it's all hands on deck against Cincinnati.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, no, I agree. Lamar, that's a team coming in. They're very scary, good on both sides of the ball, especially, playoff time. What do you need to be able to do? Run the ball, and that's one of their strengths. So there definitely could be a scary team out there.
Yeah, and I like the way their defense has been stepping it up the last few games. They're bringing that Ray Lewis, style out there, just cracking heads and really just bringing that championship-style defense out there to the field. I've seen the last 3 weeks. So as long as they continue that, rolling into the playoffs, Lamar, playing with confidence out there. Like you guys mentioned, we need some wide receivers to start making things happen. And with Hollywood Brown out there, that kid needs to make some big show time plays out there.
Yeah, I think that nickname we're going to have to start taking away. You can't call yourself Hollywood and not make plays. You could be maybe like Bakersfield Brown, but he can't be Hollywood right now, the way he's not making plays out there. I'm just saying.
He might be from Hollywood, Florida. Not sure.
Oh, that's true.
There you go. There you go.
If that's the case, I apologize. But if not, we got to switch that nickname.
Yeah, the Ravens are definitely a hot team going into the playoffs. We got to talk about Buffalo too, right? Especially after that Monday night, and they've been playing some tough teams of late. What do you guys think of how the Bills are playing right now?
Hey, no one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. All I'm saying, I'm cheering for a 6'5" white guy. Me and Josh Allen have a lot in common. Both 6'5" white guys, got to cheer for that. They're scary. The thing is about them is that they have a lot. That team's having a lot of fun. And I know they played the Chiefs earlier in the year, and but then the Chiefs just pound the ball because that's what Buffalo wanted to do. They didn't want to play. They played back and let them just pound the ball. They wanted to beat Tyreek over the top. I think it's going to be interesting if those two teams do face in the playoffs, because both teams know they can move the ball through the air. So who's going to be the team that says, hey, we're just going to back off. You can pound it. I think there's going to be a good game of chess there of what coach is going to come in and say, hey, you're going to back off. We'll just pound it all game. We don't care if we win 21-13, or does the Chiefs say, hey, we'll pound it all day. It's going to be a good game of chess. Who wants to give a little? But I think that game is really going to come down to get back to the fundamentals, the line of scrimmage. I think if those two match, who wins that line of scrimmage is going to win that game.
Yeah, speaking of that line of scrimmage too, what's tough for the Chiefs is they got two starting offensive tackles haven't been playing for some time, so that run game has been hurt. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire being out too. So, but they did find. I think Williams did a great job running the ball this last game. For them as well.
Better than Bell. He looked way more explosive than Bell. He fits better in that offense. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Diggs. He's out there playing angry. With Minnesota, letting him go. He's out there, just making big play after play. Last night, like you were saying, Ramsey, just easy plays, those quick dumps out to the left and right, and just letting playmakers do what they do best. And you've seen a lot of that last night with Diggs on the outside. So, I think there's a lot to happen, in coming up into the playoffs. They have a lot in their playbook, and last night we've seen some of it. So,
well, let's be honest. Diggs is just pissed off because of what Lambo called him. Ever since he called him Sean, have you looked at his numbers? So anybody that was playing the Bills during the last couple of weeks, you can blame Lambo.
Hey, Bills Mafia, you guys can send him some gifts or give him a shout out or donate to his favorite charity as well for that favor.
Or shit, throw him through a goddamn table. You guys love to throw people through tables. Throw him through a table.
Hey, but Smitty, you nailed it right on the head. They're playing so loose out there. They're having fun. They're kind of just, the only other team that's doing that is the Chiefs. So that would be a great matchup because the way that they just play so loose and carefree out there, that would be a great matchup to see deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Who do you guys think's hotter right now, Packers or Seahawks too? Those teams are kind of stepped it up here of recent. Who do you guys like more there?
Well, here's the thing interesting about the Seahawks. The Seahawks have all of a sudden became what the Seahawks of old were. They were, let Russ cook, throw the ball around. But they brought in Dunlap over from Cincinnati, and that team has kind of changed now a little bit. Carson got healthy. They're kind of back to their old ways where, they still have those weapons with Lockett and Metcalf, but they like to pound and play defense. So I don't know. I think that's I'm anti-Green Bay this year. I'm tired of Rodgers' smugness. Guys run him down there all the way, and he has to throw a fade route to receivers. I'm just kind of tired of Rodgers getting his stats because he feels like he has to prove something when he doesn't have to prove anything.
Yeah, I trust more of Seattle just because of that defense. Look at the way Jamal Adams flies over the field. He goes everywhere, and blitz packages. The amount of sacks that he's getting this year is amazing. So that defense I trust way more than Green Bay's defense.
What I like about it, and I'm anti-Green Bay this year too, but Rodgers, new coach, he has something to prove, and it's that McCarthy was the reason why they weren't winning these last years. So I think Rodgers is going to get it done, and they are the team to beat in the NFC. I wish it would be the Saints, but I see the Packers and, the Bucks. So coming out the NFC.
Brought up an interesting point there, Gamer, about Rodgers and his coach. So, there's always been a lot of speculation since the draft or even during last season about their relationship. And so how much do you think of spite that Rodgers has in him that kind of doesn't – like he wants to win the game on his own terms or a Super Bowl on his own terms somehow to take some credit away from LaFleur? Like I feel like that would be something that would actually end up making him lose the Super Bowl, if that's
well, I think the thing is with Rodgers, like Rodgers thinks people have lost respect for. I think here's the thing with him and LaFleur. First off, I would never hire a French coach.
Je m'appelle Claude.
Je découpe plow.
Sorry, French, but anyway, LaFleur. Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
I'm just a kid. Relax, Karen. It's like kid. But my thing is with LaFleur, I feel like Rodgers tells him what to do. I feel like he calls the plays, and then Rodgers just does his thing. I don't think LaFleur wants to say anything to him because he doesn't want to piss off Rodgers. I think Rodgers gets to do what he wants to do, and that's why this works in Green Bay. If Rodgers is calling the game, they're doing great this year. But I think LaFleur lets him just do what he wants to do. I think that's why Rodgers is happy.
I think it was two things. It was McCarthy, and I think it was just a change. They needed a change in the locker room. And it's exactly what Rodgers wanted. He's never happy with his players. We know that. He makes it pretty obvious. So he got rid of his coach finally, and now he has to make it happen. If it's not this, he can't keep Danica around. So, come on, at least get another Super Bowl in your pocket, buddy.
She going.
It got personal.
And yeah, he's got no one to blame. No one to
Come on,
blame
man.
himself if he can't get it done this year, because like you said, he's the one making the calls. LaFleur's going to let him do what he wants to do because Rodgers has been in the league that long, so he's got nobody to blame.
Yeah, I just don't. I think when they get in the playoffs, I think if they have they come up with a team that has like a decent corner, like even like the Saints, they get a lot of more. Not saying they're going to stop Adams, but someone that slows them down. And Rodgers, what's going to happen? Rodgers is going to have to stop going to Adams and going to someone else. Well, all of a sudden you see one drop. You see Rodgers getting pissed off. Now he's not trusting guys, and he's forcing it. And for the playoffs, for some reason, I feel like their team is the regular season champs, but they're not built for the playoffs. That front four, they're great when they have a lead. As soon as if they're behind and have to get stops, you can pound them and pound them. I just don't see them. I don't see them going far. I mean, they're going to have a bye, and whoever they match up, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in the second round. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, totally agree. Can totally see that. All right,
yeah, just a good double team on Adams. That's it. A good coaching game plan for Adams, and that's it. He's done.
There's quite a few defenses in the NFC that could manage to do that, doubling Adams and locking up the other receivers as well.
The Rams could get in, Rams. Let's go, Rams.
Tampa Bay, the Rams being the other one, Chicago, Saints, so and Seattle always plays tough D. So again, that plan does come out and people start getting after it, then I can see Rodgers definitely struggling, especially the NFC defenses out there. All right. Now we've talked about some teams that are hot, and let's talk about what's been cold all year, and that's the NFC East, where everybody gets a trophy almost this year. Who do you guys like? Let's start with Gamer this year. What do you think? What do you think is going on in the NFC? What's your opinion? Who's going to come out with it? What game do you like? What are you looking forward to? Anything about it?
Well, I guess I just got to bounce off of my good old trip to the capital, and DC has been horrible. And maybe the only hot thing in DC is the great coaching by Rivera and getting rid of Haskins, because, man, I thought he was going to have a good bounce back, but unfortunately, he's ready to just spend all that money that the Redskins, the National Football Team, blew on him. And
quick.
Come on, you have a great chance to make a statement. They took the crown from you. You're no longer a leader, and he just blew it. And he was garbage out there. And the young kid that they brought in, he looked actually a lot better than Haskins. I can't remember his name, but the Redskins, enough said. They're going to end up, like Steve said earlier today, they're going to end up losing to the Eagles, and the Cowboys somehow are end up getting into the playoffs. And it's just another sad story coming out of the NFC. So,
real quick, Gamer, I wanted to check. I had a source who would like to remain unnamed, but they said that when you were in the Capitol, you were the one who actually took the picture of Haskins at the strip club. Is that true? Can you confirm that?
It may be because now I'm here at home with a COVID, with a quarantine. We're quarantined here at home now. So, let's stay away from the Capitol and stay away from Dwayne Haskins, all right?
Oh, all right. Good stuff.
Gamer, you nailed it on the head. The only thing hot in Washington is Ron Rivera. Not even the strippers that Dwayne Haskins can afford aren't even hot. So you nailed it right on the head. And I hope Philly goes in there and walks all over that Washington football team, and then let the Cowboys and the Giants battle it out.
Sneaky insider. A lot of people didn't know this, but Haskins actually was only playing with one eye. He actually had pink eye from watching all those booties clap. He got a little debris. Washington strip clubs. I'm just saying, pink eye insider. So here's the thing, guys. I've never been so unhappy to talk about football right now. We all know what's going to happen. Actually, I'm so sad to say this. My lock of the week is Dallas. Right now it's -3. Buy it down to 2.5. They're gonna beat the Giants, and then Hurts is gonna go up there and play Washington, and they're going to beat. The Eagles are gonna beat Washington. Dallas gets in, and Dallas Nation's gonna be loving life like they're 14-2, telling everybody they have a chance. You know what the sad thing is? Whoever they play in the damn first round, they're going to beat them, and they're going to get another win, and it's just going to keep on going and going until they finally play somebody. But I don't even want to talk about football right now when I talk about the NFC East, but Dallas is my lock, and Dallas is getting in. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Man, it's sad to say, and that's what I had said a while ago. It looked like the Washington football team. You know, we always say their team wrong. I used to call them the club like they were a soccer team for weeks, but it looked like they were a shoe-in. They started winning. Dallas had just played like a fifth-string quarterback that they just signed off the roster. That was looking downhill. Giants were looking terrible. Wentz was still playing, and I had a sneaky feeling that Red Rifle was going to come back and revive those Cowboys, and they're back and they're playing, okay football against okay competition lately, and it's just enough, and it'll be just enough to get good old Jerry back to where he feels he belongs. I feel like he's had a hand, and I bet Jerry was paying Haskins stripper bar tab to get him to go out there so he can sabotage and have a bad game coming back after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry Jones's credit card's under that.
Well, you just said that you mistaken him as just the club. So maybe Dwayne Haskins was walking down the street in D.C. and saw a club, and he thought that was the quarterback room.
He thought it was the meeting. Yeah.
Walked right in.
Like, this is good.
Easy mistake. The club.
drawing up offensive plays on someone's ass. Is that what he was doing? See,
The good old schoolyard.
Hey, let me see your
2020.
lipstick, girl.
The
Give me
good
your
old
lipstick.
schoolyard.
X and O. X and O.
The
O's in that
starfish
play.
is the center, and then they built out the playbook from the starfish out. We all know the starfish.
It was 2020. He was confused. He wasn't sure.
Hey, I will
start
say,
with the
speaking of
brown football. Start with the brown football.
it's getting bad. But
There
one
we
thing I
go.
love, let's talk about the NFC. One bright spot. How about Young on Washington? That guy is going to be an animal for the next 10 to 15 years. As long as health, that guy is going to be an absolute monster on that D-line there. So
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. 3 good things that did come out of Washington this year, and that's Young, of course, Alex Smith's great story, and Rivera's great story. So,
yeah.
and unfortunately, Haskins, BS, has covered it all up and made such a great story, and, as ugly as it has. So, damn it, I didn't want to see Dallas.
They're getting in. We all know. We called it 2 months ago whenever we talked about it. We called it.
All right, so that's our NFL. Any other recap stuff? We had some very interesting quarterback. We talked about Haskins, Baker Mayfield doing Baker Mayfield stuff, fumbling on 4th and 1, and Jared Goff throwing what he self-called the worst interception of his career, in which everyone else just saw it as just Goff being Goff.
Well, there's one thing that we are missing, guys. The biggest winner of Week 16 is my good friends down in Duval County, Lawrence, baby. It's already on order. It's coming. We're coming to Jacksonville. We're going to have a ring in the next 10 years. Thank you, Jets, for not giving a shit about your fan base or your football team. I will always be thankful for the New York football, Jets, Jets, however you spell it. Fireman, Jets, guy. Thank you from all your friends down here in Duval.
So you're saying it'll take maybe within 10 years you'll get a Super Bowl? You're giving Trevor until he's 33 to get one?
Oh, I'm just giving that window. We may have multiple. We're gonna build around, bring Robinson in there. We got to
Large
get
gap.
receivers. We got at least 2 or 3 years, you figure, to build around. Then we're gonna have a playoff run, but we're gonna lose, and it's gonna be building. So I'm looking about year 6 of his. We're gonna be in that Super Bowl. And God, I would be wearing the biggest Jets jersey on that Super Bowl day with a big old smile.
Never forget.
Never.
I'll tell you what,
Don't
those Goldilocks look great. Those blue eyes in that
Oh.
blue jersey, I'll tell you what, he's going to do a great job down in Florida. I'm glad it's not in New York because it would have been ugly. I thought we were going to see a Rivers and Manning thing all over again, and I'm just glad the Jags ended up pulling it off. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh, and speaking of Jags, who's always up there, the front office, go get your boy Louis Riddick, man. Let him run things. The guy's a great GM. He's a great future GM. Go let him run things. He knows what he's talking about. Listen, come on, let's go. Get this going out there.
Yeah, get Trevor Lawrence over to Florida because he'll be the prettiest little thing since a Tiger King down there in Florida.
Joe Exotic for the people of America. How's that?
You're going to
Would
say
you ever
Tebow.
compare my
You're going to go
quarterback
with
to the
Tebow
Tiger
in 316.
Oh, man.
Tiger King is way prettier than Tebow.
Tim Tebow is not cute, sexy, or hot. He ugly. Sorry about it.
All three of them.
I thought that guy was from Texas. No, he's from
Hey, he's
Florida.
Oklahoma.
Oh.
No,
Originally in
watch your
Oklahoma.
documentaries, you Tiger King freak.
I passed. I didn't watch any of it. But
No,
hey,
he's
man,
Oklahoma
I hear
guy.
what he's go Florida.
Go Florida, yeah. He acts like he's from Florida.
All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to take a little different turn. We're going to talk about some big college football games coming up, specifically the playoffs. Okay, we got two big matchups on New Year's Day. All right, those of you on the East Coast, it's easier for you guys to wake up and watch these games after your New Year's Eve stuff. Us over here on the West Coast, we got to work a little harder to get up. But we got Alabama versus Notre Dame. We got Ohio State, Clemson. Coach Smitty, lead us off. What do you got in these games?
Here we go. If we're just talking who's going to win the game, Bama's going to roll Notre Dame. Notre Dame, their coach doesn't even want to be there because he's already coming out. We don't need to prove anything. Yeah, you do. You're like 0-6 in BCS games. You have something to prove as a head coach and a program if you belong with the big boys.
And you're at Notre Dame.
Yeah. So here, I think Bama rolls. If we're talking spread, last I saw, I think we talked it was 19.5, 20. I'm gonna lay it on Bama. I'm gonna go with the spread. I'm gonna lay on Bama for some good the first of the year holiday, get a good win under my belt. I'm gonna take Bama minus the 20, and I think they roll Notre Dame. I just don't think anything. And then we're gonna get a rematch. I'm gonna go Clemson versus Ohio State. Here's what I think, and I'm gonna get his name finally right. My boy Dabo. I just was thinking about this. I think he was playing in reverse psychology. I think he ranked Ohio State to bring attention onto his team, to say, hey, this team's going to be pumped up. He's using this as motivation to say, hey, I told you they were not a top 10 team, and this is why I voted here. I think I'm going to get Clemson. I think it's 7.5, bite down to 7 because I don't like to have the hook. And I think Clemson beats Ohio State as well. And we're going to get the rematch that we all want to see, I think.
All right. Troy, Lambo, what do you like?
Yeah, Alabama, Notre Dame. I agree with Smitty over there. It's give up the points. Alabama is known to roll Notre Dame in these games, and Notre Dame just got rolled by Clemson. And I think Alabama's a way better team. They got 3 of the top 5 Heisman finalists this year on one team, all on one side of the ball. You know, you got Jones, Harris, and Smitty. All 3 of them all could take it to the house at any moment of the day. So, and Brian Kelly, sorry, man, you just don't show up in big games. Notre Dame's shown to prove it in the, big BCS and in the college playoff to just get blown out when they play a superior team. These aren't the independents that they play week in and week out. These are the top of the top. So
Not Navy.
Alabama, give up the 19.5, 20, whatever. They're going to blow them out. Clemson, Ohio State game. It was a good game last year in the semifinals. Went back and forth to the end. Clemson did pull it out. They won by 6, I believe. But I think this year is a different story. Trevor Lawrence and Dabo Sweeney are on a different level this year. They're ready to just roll Ohio State to show no doubt and to put a little knife into all the people who said Ohio State deserved to get in. So I think they're out there with something to prove. So I think you give up the 7.5, like Smitty said, by the hook, just for the hell of it. But I think they blow them out by 14 or more.
I just don't want to hear, if they do blow them out, I don't want to hear Keyshawn. Keyshawn, if you're watching, and I know you are tuning in most of these times, USC did still not belong in the tournament. So don't even come at me with that, Keyshawn. I'm in LA. When you get back into town, let's have coffee about it. Gamer, who do you like?
I'm going to bounce right off of our last topic. And, Lawrence, I think the energy's high now. He knows he's not going to be playing in New York, and he's going to light it up on the big show. And I see him covering the spread big time, winning by at least 3 touchdowns, and then playing Alabama, who I also think will crush and cover their spread. The last 4 weeks, they've been covering the spread. and just sliding up the scoreboard. So, I think we all know it. It's going to be Bama versus Clemson, and Bama will pull it off. But, we'll hold that for next week.
Yeah,
so.
we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to just piggyback off of everyone. I got Bama and Clemson on it too. First thing with Alabama I want to mention is how overpaid is the wide receiver coach position at that school? You got to be kidding me. With the talent that comes there, that guy's definitely got to be overpaid. What does he even do at practice?
I know, but what a great job to have. Just have that talent and go run routes.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey,
What's a wide receiver coach actually make? You got a number for us? At a D1 school?
I would say at a place like Bama, he's making – actually, there was a stat a few years ago that almost every single position coach in the SEC was making over $1 million a year. So almost.
Damn. Coach Smitty, you better start filling out those applications, Coach. Come on.
Wow.
That was at Florida a few years ago. If it's not $1 million, I guarantee he's making over $500,000 at Bama State school. Anyways, I don't know what the over points are for Alabama. It was 45.5 last week. I took that against Florida, and they almost had it at halftime. This week, I know it's going to be a lot lower, but I would still take Bama scoring over 42 points in that game. I know they're going to get a little bit – Notre Dame's defense is going to get a lot more credit than Florida did because Florida just gave up a ton of points to LSU the prior week. But if it's anywhere around 42, 43 points, or even 41, take the over on Alabama to score 42 points. In the Clemson Ohio State game, Ohio State showed me nothing against the Northwestern team. Northwestern, we always know, has a great defense. Yeah, I get that, right? And I think Trevor or Fields threw for 114 yards in that game. Well, against the athletic Clemson defense, you're not going to run for 300 yards like they did against Northwestern. They're going to be able to stop the run like they did against Notre Dame, dominate, and they're going to bring pressure. And they just don't – I don't think Fields has what it takes with the weapons around him to be able to chuck the ball around there, as well as Clemson just being able to keep the foot on the gas with that offense and a healthy Trevor Lawrence.
The only thing is about Ohio State, with the Northwestern game, Northwestern does have a good defense. They did struggle. I don't know how much of a difference it would have made, but Ohio State was missing one of their top receivers during that game. So because of COVID, so I don't know how much that's going to make a difference on there. Actually, I have a challenge for Ramsey because he's been on fire with these completions. I need you to find me a guy out of the 4 college quarterbacks competing in the semi-championship games that's going to be under their completion total.
I don't know who. Yeah, it's going to be between Book and Fields for sure. Let me check the numbers.
Let's see what Books is.
Yeah, Books. If it's somewhere around, I would say 18.5, 19. I think he'll get under 20. That's hard to say actually.
If they're behind, though. If they're behind.
Yeah, they're going to be up big, and he's going to start dinking and dunking, and Bama's going to pull off the pressure. So that one's tough. So
yeah, Bama's going to be leading by a bunch, like you said, Ramsey. Jones might have they might put 50 spot at halftime, so Jones might not even play but 2 quarters. So 3 short passes of Smitty, and Smitty's to the house.
That could be the better play, actually, if he's somewhere under.
And another prop bet, if you want to take a defensive score in that Alabama. I see maybe a possible pick 6 or, a fumble for a touchdown. So take that one. It's normally plus 200, plus 2 to 240. So I see that one happening too for your prop bet.
Actually, I have a question for the room. Speaking of college, who's your Heisman winner out of the 3 guys? Lawrence, Smith, and I'm drawing a blank. What's the Alabama? Yeah, Jones. Who's your? I have mine. Who's your guys' Heisman winner this year?
I think it's going to be Mac Jones, just because his numbers are more spread around and have been obviously very, very good. I can see Smith, whatever, was the offensive player of the year though, and typically the same person doesn't get that award. When it comes down to it, for some reason, they tend to go with the other guy. So I would say Mac. And Trevor just missed games. So I don't know.
He's. Yeah, if
it wasn't for the missed games, Trevor probably would have been a lock. But Mac Jones, with the numbers that he put up and the efficiency that he had this year. I go with him too.
Yep. Rolling Mac
Actually, I'm gonna
Jones too. If for any reason why Lawrence would win it, it's because he missed the games and, you know, came back and did what he did, you know, to have to go through what he did. But again, you know, he missed the games. You know, the other guys have the games under their belt. Mac Jones, yeah.
I think Lawrence he's going to come in third on the Heisman just because of the missed games. But I think Smith, the receiver, is going to win it. I think with Jones has played well, but they have so many weapons. To me, he's almost like a game manager. I know the quarterback always gets it on the best team and stuff like that, but I feel like Smith has done enough as a receiver and made enough big plays as a punt returner and that. And I think he's going to sneak it out. I think he's going to take down. I think a receiver is going to get the Heisman Trophy.
Last wide receiver to win the Heisman Trophy. Go.
Last receiver.
Give us a second. You know what's funny? I can see the player.
Tim Brown?
No, it was someone recent. It was
Earlier than Tim Brown.
yeah. Oh, wait, earlier?
More
Calvin
recent.
Johnson.
More recent, right? More recent.
One more guess, Smitty. Not Calvin. He does have a job, though.
Man, I know Moss was invited, but he didn't win it.
Also a Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, Desmond Howard.
Howard. Yep.
Oh,
I was
good
going to say
question.
Desmond Howard. Fucking
Yeah,
Rocket.
You know
Rocket.
what's funny? I could
Yeah.
see him, but I couldn't think of the name. Desmond.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if it was wide receiver. Yeah, Desmond. Yeah, the Rocket.
Actually, that might be a good poll question to throw out there on the 6 cents on the gram out there for the interaction.
Oh, yeah. You know what we can do? Start doing a Trivia Tuesday.
Yeah, there we go.
Some fun facts from Lambo to throw in there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we like for college football. That's really it for the episode. You guys have anything big from the NFL that we didn't touch on?
Let's get the playoffs, Week 17. Let's get everyone seated. I'm ready for some good football. I hope here's one thing I do hope in the future. I hope the NFL keeps a 7-team. I think with the whole bye situation, I think the top seed in each conference should just get the bye. I don't know why we give second place a bye. I think they should keep this going forward with the 7, with one team get a bye from each conference.
I agree. Love it.
I agree. Yeah, you got more teams playing till the end. Green Bay and the Saints are still, got to play till the end. The only team that's off this week is the Chiefs, I believe, but everyone else is still playing unless you're going for a draft pick.
Jags are locked in, baby.
Yes, they are. Good old Lawrence.
I can't wait.
All right.
You going to move to Duval? He's going to Duval, folks.
Hell no.
You will be down there. It's very cheap to live down there, by the way.
Yeah, Duval. Come on, man. What am I going to do down there? Go to Waffle Houses? Come on and go to Jags games? I can't go down to Duval County.
Season ticket holder.
Shoot, man. Go hang out with alligators and anacondas. What am I going to do down there?
Or put your white shoes on, play some shuffleboard, baby. You got it.
Or bocce ball.
Bocce ball going,
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, I'll get some bocce ball down there. I'll take some guys. Get some good action actually down there. Right, Florida's not a bad idea. The ball, here I come.
Take those.
All right, everyone, that's our show. Be sure to tune in with us again on Friday for our locks of the week, our DFS lineups upset of the week, and the teaser or parlay, and probably a prop bet coming out this week. So make sure you tune in. Keep putting those bets in. Keep liking, subscribing, sharing this information with anybody you can. And we will see you guys later on in the week. Peace out.
Later.